This next story reminds humans and their leaders that Holloman Air Force Base is also on the list of contaminated groundwater sites. Gentle UAP Federation prompts for Earthlings to pursue alternative technologies that would end this self-destructive pollution were deliberately ignored. Human interpreters of the message were ridiculed to discredit them with the voting public, against that public's self-interest, and to the benefit of those profiteering in dirty fuels and chemicals. Today is February 4th, 2020, and this is UAP Review. The 1976 UFO sightings on the F-111 flight line at Cannon Air Force Base and over Clovis in Artesia, New Mexico, are recognized by those in the know to be the strongest hint possible up against the line of any UAP Federation Prime Directive or negotiated treaty of non-interference. In the following sections of an August 2019 investigative report from Albuquerque's KOB Channel 4, we learn that Cannon Air Force Base and the town of Clovis are not the only sites of contamination in New Mexico. In a November 2018 site inspection report, the groundwater below Holloman Air Force Base near Alamogordo was also found contaminated by the Air Force's use of firefighting foam. The contamination levels are more than 18,000 times higher than what federal government would rule as safe. The hope was that the Air Force would take corrective and restitution actions, but as that has not happened, legal and media attention have materialized 1 year later.
One of the 12 centers of the Air Research and Development Command, Holloman is located in the Tularosa Basin in southern New Mexico.
There is also a PFAS contamination around Holloman Air Force Base near Alamogordo. Holloman Lake sits just south of the runway. You can see right now the water in Lake Holloman is evaporated. However, when there was water in here, state officials came and they tested it and found that the PFAS levels in the water were off the charts and warned the public here that getting in the water or drinking the water would be absolutely detrimental to their health. These photos taken by the State Environment Department show the PFAS foam gurgled up from the water and washed up on the lake shoreline.
We began receiving complaints that there was abnormal effects in the community in that part of the state of New Mexico.
Attorney General Hector Balderas and Secretary Kenny sued the Air Force, demanding the federal government immediately clean up the contamination.
There needs to be a full cleanup, and there needs to be compensation to the people that have been harmed.
Do you feel like you are making headway to get the Air Force to clean this up and remediate this problem?
If we were making progress, we wouldn't be involved in a lawsuit. So I think that speaks volumes for how we're having to bring the Air Force to the table.
A Holloman Air Force Base spokesperson sent an email stating base leaders have met with community stakeholders and nearby neighbors, and the drinking water near Holloman is not contaminated, just the surface water. A spokesperson from Cannon referred us to another spokesperson in San Antonio who never responded to our question. To understand how that poison got in the water, we have to take you back to the late 1960s. The United States Air Force used a foam with polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS for short, to put out jet fuel fires or to train on putting out aircraft fires. The PFAS molecules bond in such a way that repels water, grease, oils, and fuels. Cannon Air Force Base near Clovis has long had missions involving aircraft, and for decades, airmen used the PFAS foam. Pretend for a moment that what's in this aquarium is like a swath of the Earth's ground, and this red dyed water is the PFAS foam. As we pour the water over the sod, you see how the material sinks below the surface and gets underneath. That would be the groundwater. Chris Ramirez, 4 Investigates.
When we review how UFOs or UAPs maneuver with the technology reported to us by Bob Lazar, Vancouver grandmother Dorothy Izot, and others, it becomes clear that humans are unnecessarily polluting Earth's environment with all the chemicals associated with burning jet fuel, burning rocket fuel, and with the pervasive use of fire retardants to extinguish those burning fuels. To our detriment, we have missed some very important physics, and the Air Force's past use of ridicule and intimidation has prevented many from making important contributions in this field.